Look at your bank statement from 3 years ago. Notice something? The numbers probably went up. The salary column, specifically, you optimized, you negotiated, you stayed late, you did everything the logic book said to do. Yet, if you're honest, the buffer at the end of the month feels the same. The mental weight feels heavier. You are earning more, but you are keeping less, not just of money, but of yourself. There is a tax you are paying that never appears on any receipt. It is not a government tax, it is an invisible one, levied by a part of you that you rarely speak to, your subconscious mind. Let's look at a typical Tuesday. You wake up, the alarm is tactical, placed across the room. You check your phone before your feet hit the floor. You see a notification, a payment due, a work message, a news alert about instability. Your conscious mind is still waking up, but your subconscious mind has already scanned the environment for threats. It sees debt, it sees demand, it sees scarcity. Now you get in your car. It is a good car, reliable, maybe even a little nice. You earned it, but the monthly payment on it sits in your mind like a passenger you didn't invite. You drive past a coffee shop. You buy the coffee because you deserve it, and because the ritual signals to others that you are fine. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. This is the gap. On the surface, you are performing success. But deep below, your subconscious mind is running a different program. It is running survival. It sees the rent, the EMI, the subscription traps, the rising cost of groceries, and the silence of your loneliness. It does not feel safe. And because it does not feel safe, it makes one fatal error. It hoards energy. Psychology calls this cognitive ease versus cognitive strain. When your subconscious detects a lack of safety, financial instability, social comparison, existential dread, it shifts all resources to defense. It stops your creativity, it dulls your patience, it makes you irritable with people you love. It convinces you that the solution is more. More money, more control, more stuff. But here's the math that doesn't require a calculator. If you earn $5,000 and spend $4,000, you feel okay. If you earn $10,000 and spend $9,000, the math is the same, but the anxiety is worse. Why? Because the stakes are higher. You now have a lifestyle to protect. Your subconscious sees the $9,000 going out and panics. It doesn't see the income, it sees the hemorrhage. It sees the rent on the nicer apartment, the insurance on the nicer car, the implicit social contract that you must keep up. You built a cage of comfort, and now you are paying to maintain the bars. The exhaustion you feel at 3 p.m. is not from lack of sleep. It is from the constant, silent screaming of a mind that is trying to protect a life you aren't even sure you want anymore. The quiet self-sabotage here is not laziness. It is over-functioning. You are running on a treadmill that is bolted to the floor. You move, but you don't go anywhere. The subconscious mind, seeing no progress, interprets this as danger. So it tightens the muscles. It creates routines so rigid that any spontaneity feels like a threat. You stop calling friends because it feels like a task. You stop cooking because it feels inefficient. You optimize the joy out of existence. The long-term cost of ignoring this is not bankruptcy, it is calcification. You become a person who can execute but cannot feel. You become a person who provides but cannot connect. You look up 5 years from now and you are in the exact same emotional space, just with better furniture. The money is just the mirror. The real loss is the version of you that existed before you started performing for a world that isn't watching as closely as you think. So how do the quietly intelligent restructure? They don't try to fix the subconscious by yelling at it. They don't use affirmations. They don't visualize yachts. They do something simpler. They remove the perceived threat. They downshift the stakes. This is not about becoming poor. This is about becoming hard to disturb. The quietly intelligent person looks at their expenses and asks not, "What can I afford?" but, "What do I want to carry?" They realize that a smaller rent is not a step back. It is a reduction in the mental scream. They cancel the subscriptions that auto-pay for content they hate watch. They drive the older car that feels like freedom, not status. They do this not because they have to, but because they know the subconscious mind only relaxes when the exit is clear. When you can walk away from the job, the city, the expectation, and still be okay, the panic stops. And when the panic stops, the creativity returns. The energy returns. You stop spending your life plugging leaks and start actually living in the house. You cannot think your way out of a survival state while living inside a survival structure. The thought is downstream from the environment. If you want the noise in your head to quiet, you have to quiet the noise in your life. Not next year. Not when the bonus hits. Now. The salary increase will not save you. The promotion will not save you. Only subtraction saves you. Only the removal of the invisible tax. Look at the glass of water on the desk. It is still. Not because you forced it to be still, but because you stopped shaking the table. If this reflection made sense to you, consider subscribing. It helps more than you know.